La migra, la policía, la misma porquería. La migra, la policía, la misma porquería. La migra, la policía, la misma porquería. La migra, la policía, la misma porquería.
Shaolin Rising is here. We also have comrades from Queens, the Bronx, Harlem, Lower East Side. Thank you all for coming out and making the trek to Sunset Park. Now our next speaker is from the Puerto Rican diaspora, and they'll be speaking on that struggle. And if you haven't known, they're trying to privatize energy on the island of Puerto Rico, and there have been major blackouts. And as you all know, Puerto Rico still hasn't fully recovered from the hurricanes that have ravaged it. And it is by design. It is by design that they haven't recovered. Because the United States American government, and that's America with 3 Ks, wants to keep the yoke on Puerto Rico. And we are here to remove it by any means necessary. So without further ado, I want to call Nikki from New York Boricua Resistance to give us some words. And give it up for New York Boricua Resistance, y'all.
Of the Puerto Rican diaspora and allies for a free, anti-imperialist, and anti-capitalist Puerto Rico. Fuck the 4th of July. As long as sorry, I get very heated with this. We cannot celebrate a colonial holiday as long as the U.S. is occupying Puerto Rico. Since 1898, and has suppressed any form of revolt, rebellion, or even likingness towards Puerto Rican sovereignty. Tactics include making our flag illegal to wave or even own, to sterilize our women, regulate population, use our land to dump toxic waste, and even test the bombs that are being dropped in Palestine. By design, we have seen forced migration of Puerto Ricans into the U.S. to the point where there are more Puerto Ricans living in the United States than there are in Puerto Rico. Colonialism is genocide. Right now we're seeing our public services being sold off like parts. Most recently, our energy grid was sold off to a foreign company called Luma Energy. Since Luma has taken over at the beginning of June, we have seen hiked up electrical bills when majority of the population is living under the poverty line. They cannot afford those bills. Customer service agents don't even speak Spanish to the majority elderly population that only speaks Spanish. We have also seen thousands of Puerto Ricans without power. And most recently, the Colonial Union, AFL-CIO, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, whose Local 222 that's based in Florida just signed a contract with Luma to export workers to Puerto Rico at double the rate more than unionized Puerto Rican workers are currently being paid. This is why our unions and our workers must be anti-imperialist. Because it is only when the workers of the world unite that we will break our chains. And as for my last note, New York Boricua Resistance is a member of the International League of People's Struggle, which is a coalition of people's movements at a worldwide scale. It is through this coalition that I have been able to meet and learn with comrades from all over the world struggles. I've been able to meet folks from West Papao who are currently fighting for their sovereignty as they are a colony of Indonesia. I have met and learned from comrades in the Philippines that are waging their own revolution as well. From Venezuela, from Mexico, from Africa. And it's through having these conversations and learning from all of these comrades from the global south, learning the importance of organizing in the belly of the fucking beast. If your work isn't internationalist, it's not the revolutionary. We must unite and fight against the common enemy, and y'all know what that is because y'all are here today. Que viva Puerto Rico Libre!
As the comrade said, but the pillar of internationalism is anti-imperialism. You cannot be an internationalist if you are not an anti-imperialist. They go hand in hand. And another thing that goes hand in hand is that there is no liberation for the oppressed masses without a socialist liberation. There is no liberation for the Chicanos, for the Mexicans, for the Puerto Ricans, for the Dominicans, for the black people here in this country, in any country without socialism.